Things just continue to get more interesting for San Francisco this offseason. First, they hire Robert Saleh as their defensive coordinator, and now we're getting information that Jed York was directly involved in the Robert Saleh hiring. According to Tim Kawakami, one difference this time I've heard, more so than any other assistant coaching decision of this era, Jed York was personally involved in this move, agreeing to top of the market salary for Saleh, and at some point, trying to solidify into the future. Basically, I think the 49ers leaders from York to Kyle Shanahan to John Lynch are trying to set this up for Saleh to stay with the 49ers for more than 1 year. At the very least, they'll make it easy for Saleh to be very picky about the place and timing of his next job. If you're a 49ers fan, it's pretty hard not to be optimistic about this news. Not only is Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch understanding of the importance of a new defensive coordinator, specifically a high-caliber defensive coordinator, their owner in Jed York is also determined to have a guy like this on their team. He understands the importance of a guy like Robert Saleh or DeMeco Ryans after spending 2 years, one with Steve Wilks and one with Nick Sorensen. If you think about the consistently great teams across the years in the NFL, they have a great offensive mind, sure, but they also have a fantastic defensive mind. The most modern example is the Kansas City Chiefs. Offensively, they have Andy Reid. His offense is great, but without Spags, I think it's fair to question if Patrick Mahomes would have the same number of Super Bowl rings as he does now. That defense is special. He's one of the greatest defensive minds across the NFL. He's always changing things up, can mix in different coverages based off the team he's facing, in a similar way to Saleh. So by making Saleh the highest paid defensive coordinator in the league, Jed York and this entire coaching staff and managerial staff for San Francisco are looking to retain him long term, more than just 1 year. And I think it's really possible. Already this offseason, because of this offer from San Francisco, he decided to turn down the Jaguars' second interview for their head coaching decision, rather deciding to run towards the money in San Francisco and return to his old home. And who knows what Robert Saleh is thinking? Maybe he just wants to do defense for a couple of years in a similar way a guy like Chris Kasarik loves to focus on the defensive line. I mean, during the time with the Jets, he consistently had a top 5 performing defense, but has often struggled. By pairing him with Kyle Shanahan, their team can become special. And I think this gives a lot of insight into why Jed York was so heavily involved in bringing back Robert Saleh. Yes, he's a great defensive coach, but I believe Jed York also thinks Kyle Shanahan is a good offensive coach and a great head coach for this team moving forward. There was a lot of reports during the season, and so far a couple during the offseason, that Kyle Shanahan is once again on the hot seat. But Jed York bringing in a quality defensive coach like Robert Saleh and wanting him to stay for years with Kyle Shanahan points to his faith in Kyle Shanahan as a head coach moving forward. But ultimately, these are just some of my thoughts on the report that Jed York was heavily involved in bringing back Robert Saleh, and I'd like to hear your thoughts down below. Do you think they can keep him for the next couple of years? And do you think Robert Saleh is going to change around San Francisco's defense, and how quickly? It would also mean a ton to me if you could like and subscribe. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.